It is now time for the Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters and treasure hunters out there. I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, and thanks so much for joining me. I absolutely love being here with you. It is fabulous Friday. Hope you've had a great week so far. I know I have. You should have too. And we're all preparing for the weekend, so hopefully you're going to get some R&R, little rest, relaxation, maybe take a look at the markets. We're certainly going to do that here this morning. And, you've got the futures are off a bit. You got the Dow futures down 57 points or so. NASDAQ off about 5. Small caps down about 4. ES Mini down about 6. You got Europe. They've gone negative. The DAX is off 36 points. FTSE's off 58 right now. The Nikkei tried moving higher last night, but finished down 8 or 9 points. And we'll take a tour around the world. You can always give us a call at 877-927-6648. Would absolutely love to hear from you. It's been a great week. Been a fantastic week. Of course, with it being Friday, it's got to be Fantastic Friday, Fabulous Friday, and a fantastic week. You know, for me, we started off the week. It's all about newness, right? We started off the week. It was a new moon Monday, if you will. And then on Wednesday, I was able to give a great workshop, an hour workshop, really packed a ton in there for folks that are interested in growing their business. And what's really cool about that is the whole concept of what it was that I wanted to do really came about on New Year's Eve when I was thinking about the difference between making New Year's resolutions and just simply being resolute about what it is that you want to do. And I'm resolute about being able to always help you grow, whether it's on the personal side, whether it's creating financial freedom, whether it's just maybe what's going on between the ears and how to take a look at things, how to approach things. And then we expanded it on the Go Long America idea, that whole concept of how is it that we can help our family. You're part of our family. Anyone that's listening on TFN, we want to make our family grow larger. All you've got to do is just tell one person. If you just told one person, in a period of probably weeks, we could have the whole world. That's just how quickly things can multiply. That's, when you really understand the power of compounding, and you really work it out, you see how it actually works in your funds, you see how it actually works on a piece of paper. It's unbelievable. And you want to be able to get your children, what we really have a responsibility for is really our kids. And so, when you take a look at all the garbage, all the stuff that goes on around us, right now, if we can just get our kids straight, and we all want our children to be better off than we are, and that's absolutely going to happen, in my opinion, and you can make that happen even quicker. You can give them the tools that they need. You're certainly going to be able to get the tools here, but what's so cool about Wednesday's webcast was it went from a dream, if you will, truly went from a dream, to a vision, to a thought, to a vision, if you will, to all-out action. And I can't say enough for everybody here at TFNN, Tom, Tommy, Steve, Al, Mike, Leanna, just everybody, Kathleen, everybody here at TFNN that really helped to make that thing happen. And all the other contributors, that were able to communicate to others. Larry, Basil will be up at 11 to 12 today. Nico DeHaan from 12 to 1. David White, from 3 to 4, warming things up for the Tom O'Brien Show from 4 to 6, folks. And so, just absolutely great and really, you can make things happen that fast in your life as well. So hopefully, this week, you've come up with a new idea as well. Maybe it was an idea that you took from the webcast that we did. And for all of you folks that are subscribers, that webcast, there's a link on your members page, and you can watch that over and over again today. And I know there's just there's a number of little subtleties in there about being able to not just take control of the conversation, if you will, but take control of your life, because you can do it. And how do I take control? Well, I start off right here, looking at my favorite spot. It's right above my shoulder. And so what I'm able to do here is just simply absolutely change my entire physiology, focus the whole thing so that I'm in the right state of mind. You always need to be in the right state. I hope that you're doing that same thing as well. I hope that you practice doing that you find, your place of serenity, your place of power, your place of peace, folks. So if we just simply go take a look at the markets here and what I've got up on my screen, you can watch us at TigerTV if you're not already. TigerTV, it's a great way. A year from now, everybody's going to be watching us on TigerTV on their big screens in their home. And, with your help, we've got folks that are telling others. Tom and I do the Money Master show. That follows this show. And we had Carlos from California that was calling. And what a great call, because, yesterday we had Carlos, I think he called maybe a week or two ago. Probably was a week ago. And, he was listening to Tom because of his growl. I can't even do it that great, but, and he goes, that's what he first heard. That's Tom's signature, if you will. And Carlos didn't even speak a word of English. Not only does he speak English, folks, he is trading these markets. He's listening to the show, and he told a buddy of his who called in yesterday, that was a beautiful thing. So thank you. That's really what it's all about. We would love you to help us grow. And it's just about simply getting the word out there. I want to help you grow. If you're listening and you're watching on Tiger TV, or if you're not and you want to know how to do it, go to the homepage at TFNN.com. Up at the top, you'll see Tiger TV. Or if you're just simply, listening to us on the radio, thanks so much for doing it. You can put us on your device, on your iPhone, your Android, your iPad. You can bookmark that little icon, click it. Couple buttons away, and you're watching us live on your big screen iPad, or maybe it's your big screen TV for those of you that already are watching internet TV in your home. And we're going to teach you just simply about wonderful patterns that exist out in the marketplace, and they exist in the marketplace because they exist in your life, they exist in your family. We all have rituals, we all have routines. If you're not happy with what's going on with your game plan, whether it's trading the markets, whether it's something in your life, all you got to do is just change the rituals. Just change a little bit because, let's face it, if you were cooking, you're putting together a batch of brownies and it was your first time or what have you, each of you have got recipes, I'll bet, in your life. You probably go to a certain restaurant and you like your food prepared just a certain way, and if it's not, you'll go someplace else, or what you'll do is you'll try to find some way to change your formula. That's really what it's all about, folks, because the information is present in front of us all the time. And what do we have out there? We've got a Danger Will Robinson candle that is out there. If we were going to go, what was the name of that show? What was it? I can't remember the name of that show. But that candle, folks, that I'm talking about, this is a 30-minute chart that we're looking at. And the 9 to 9, is that, let's see here. Yeah, that's a candle from 8:30 to 9 a.m. And you can see that is a wide-ranging bar. I know they were going to release some kind of numbers earlier today. I don't recall if it was unemployment numbers or something along those lines. And you can see that whatever information came out there, you can watch how the market reacted to that. And you got this wide-ranging bar down. That is saying caution, folks. Now, what was that wide-ranging bar coming down into? Well, if you've been watching the show this week, we identified the 3 drive to a bottom pattern on this 30-minute chart. This occurred right in here, right in the, 7 o'clock time frame or so on the 24th. And you had a 3 drive pattern. Then you had a nice bullish engulfing candle right to follow it. I mean, if you were talking about the 3 drive, what the 3 drive pattern does, folks, is it shows you a reversal. It is a reversal pattern, whether it's on the top, 3 drive to a top, or 3 drive to a bottom. But what was even more impressive about this was it followed right up with its next candle, a bullish engulf. And now you had 2 signs, if you will, 2 candle signs of strength. And look what the market did once that happened. The market moved all the way up into the highs that we saw on the 26th. This is now the 27th? 27. Yeah, today's the 27th. So it was the highs from yesterday, if you will. And the question is, have the highs been put in? So we're going to take a tour around. We're going to take a look at the charts because there's some real important information that's out there, and I'll share that with you. And you want to be able to take that into consideration in your trading, if you will. We're going to, as we made the bullish engulfing candle down here, if you will, we've made some bearish engulfing candles, and I think they're real important to be able to take a look at. And so now, when this thing was moving down, it's moving down into the top of this red line, folks. That happens to be the top of that bearish engulfing candle, and that would be your first line of support, if you will. You can see the market tried to move down there, and it did a little bit more than a 0.786 retracement off of the low from the 11 o'clock time frame on January 25th, a couple days ago. So a little bit over 0.786, and you can see it was trying to do a 1.272 expansion off this candle right here. So you can see that mathematically, sacred geometry, if you will, folks, it was coming right into, what should act as a support area, this entire area here. But when this area gets broke, folks, okay, just as this has acted as support, this thing will turn right around and it'll act as resistance. But what else is it that you see out here? Well, look at this number here. If you can't see it, it's 0.382. That's one of our excuse me. That's one of our other beautiful sacred geometry numbers, 0.382, 0.618, 0.786, and then we've got 1.272, 1.618. Those are the expansions that we take a look at. So you can see as it was coming into this area here, you've got from a sacred geometry standpoint, and I mean that in the best of senses, it was showing you that you had some really strong support. And so that's why I say when this area gets broken, folks, all of a sudden that support's going to give way. The next area of support, if you will, is going to be at that 0.618 floor. If you want to know where that is on the 30-minute ES mini chart, we'll just simply go down from that swing point that is standing out right there. And that would take the ES mini down into the 1294 area. So once this low here, which is right around the 1300 area, get broken, is it 1300? Let's see. It's right about 1307-ish, something like that. 1302, 1303. As soon as that area, if that area gets busted, you'll see 1294 in a heartbeat, folks. 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. We'll be right back.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of investment newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today, click Investment Newsletters, and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, author of Mastering Probabilities, a daily investment and trading newsletter, and teacher of the money game. Studies show that 3 out of 5 people are afraid for their life in trading these markets, and the number one reason given is fear of loss. Look, fear stands for false evidence appearing real, and the money game proves it. Lesson number 1, don't risk more than 1% of your trading capital on any trade. Why, you ask? Because 35 trades in a row where you risk 50 cents and make $1 are all you need to double your trading capital, versus the 230 losing trades in a row you would need to bring your balance to $100. Let me teach you more about the money game risk-free for 30 days. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, for your 30-day risk-free trial. You were born to be a money master, and I'll teach you how.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. And in the den, they're making me laugh. It was Lost in Space. Will Robinson's Lost in Space. And then, of course, I was lost in space there when I couldn't come up with a name. And then one of the other den members says I should audition for Newt's Moon Station. Yeah, we can broadcast. We're going to broadcast TFNN from the moon one of these days. That'd be a beautiful thing. And so let's go continue taking a look at the markets, folks. Now, what I got up on my screen here is Ford. They came out with numbers today. And Ford is one of the stocks I mentioned in my newsletter service. I gave, included in my newsletter service today, were all of the bearish engulfing candles that occurred yesterday in the S&P. Every stock, scanned every stock in the S&P 500, every stock in the NASDAQ 100, the Dow 30, just to take care of the generals, if you will. And Ford was one of those that stuck out. And so what's interesting is, do the charts, do they give you an indication of what's going to happen before it actually happens? What is leading? Is it the news or is it the charts here? So if we go take a look at the charts, that'll answer one of your questions. Because if we take a look at Ford, that's what I've got up on my screen. We were taking a look at the ES Mini, if you will. We were taking a look at that 0.382 retracement and how important that was. Well, actually, if we come back and we take a look at Ford here, and you take a look at the highs that Ford had back in January 2011, what you'll see here is that was a 0.382 retracement where it got to yesterday. If you go back and you take a look at the swing point from July 7th area, you'll see that was a 0.786 retracement on that. If you come down and you take a look at the swing points in this December area, you're going to see a 2.618 expansion off of that. You'll see here that you had just a little bit more than a move. Couldn't get all the way up to make that 1.272, but you had enough sacred geometry where if you also wanted to do what you wanted to take a look at was the swing point of October 24th did 68 million shares. And when you came up through Ford, you did it you got over that on January 23rd. You did it with 49 million shares. So you had 68 million. And 49 was going against the 68. Then on the following session, you did 45 million. Then you did 53 million. You didn't take it out with volume. Yesterday you have some volume, 75 million shares, folks. But what did you do yesterday? Let me go ahead and get rid of, let's clean up the screen here, make it a little bit easier for you to see, get rid of the math geometry numbers up there. And this, folks, here, so you're making high, you're getting over a swing point, you've got 382, 786, a 2.618 expansion. Ooh, that's when you're really wound up tight, folks. And what does Ford do? Ford goes ahead and makes a bearish engulfing candle. Bearish engulfing candles, folks, they're going to happen in an uptrend. They're going to happen. What you really want to do is you want to see those candles occur when you've got other patterns that are setting up. Just like when we were taking a look at the ES Mini on the 30-minute, and that was going ahead and that was making a 3 drive to a bottom pattern. Look, we never have any certainty in life other than the certainty of when you use money management, when you only risk 1%, that you're not going to risk more than 1% or much, much more than 1% if your stop gets jumped. So I can give you certainty in trading. In fact, if there's any place I can give you certainty, it's in trading. Now, what the outcome? Well, I can tell you the outcome's going to be a series of distribution of wins and losses. And when you understand the money game, you can amass more money than you possibly could ever imagine. The thing is, nobody really teaches the money game except for us here at TFNN.com, and we want you to learn the money game. Well, part of the money game, part of using those candles, is when you have patterns that are setting up. When you've got these other patterns, you're looking for a confirmation, right? You want somebody to whisper in your ear. Well, folks, that's what these candles do. And they're beautiful, Turn out the lights. You can turn on the candles. You can look for those bearish engulfing, bullish engulfing candles because they're absolutely speaking to you. Right now, you've got Ford trading down. It's trading down at about 12.06. That is the bid on it, I believe. And, when we talk about the importance of just taking a look at a chart out there, I always say look for those high volume bars first. Where do you think, you can see this high volume bar right here during this up move, right? If we take a look at just simply this leg up, where is the volume in there? It's this candle right here, January 10th. What's the high on that? 1205. There's the battle going on, folks. You know, there was 121 million shares. So we're going to see what the fund managers there, whether they're going to go ahead and they're going to build a line in the sand and they're going to continue to add to their position. But, you know, what's so great about any of the charts, any of the equities that you own, and if you want to understand if it's ever going to fall out of bed, forward closed at 1279, trading out at 1206, and where it's going to fall out of bed, we could have taken a look at this chart. And we could have identified where you were going to see any kind of support on this. But bust through that, folks. What that says is Ford's going to come all the way back down here into the swing point of December the 19th, 45 million shares. And as it's coming down to that area, folks, if it does come down to that area, if it's got more than 45 million shares, it's just whispering. No, it's screaming to you that it wants lower price. 877-927-6648. When we get back, we'll go see how these markets are going to open.
I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, author of Mastering Probabilities, a daily investment and trading newsletter, and teacher of the money game. Studies show that 3 out of 5 people are afraid for their life in trading these markets, and the number one reason given is fear of loss. Look, fear stands for false evidence appearing real, and the money game proves it. Lesson number 1, don't risk more than 1% of your trading capital on any trade. Why, you ask? Because 35 trades in a row where you risk 50 cents and make $1 are all you need to double your trading capital, versus the 230 losing trades in a row you would need to bring your balance to $100. Let me teach you more about the money game risk-free for 30 days. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, for your 30-day risk-free trial. You were born to be a money master, and I'll teach you how.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com, under newsletter, hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower your volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angelo O'Brien, financial advisor and certified financial planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
To the races. You got the Dow down 47 points, S&P's off 3.5, composite down 4, small caps trading down 2. The NDX is green by 0.28 cents, and New York Stock Exchange down 23. And take a look back at the DAX going over to Europe. You got the DAX is trading out at 65.18, down 21 points. The FTSE is trading out at 57.44. That is down 50 points right now. King Dollar actually down 15 ticks. Light sweet crude trading out at 99.81, up 11 cents. Gold is trading out at 17.24 this morning, just down $1.30. Silver trading down 17 cents out at 33.57. Our call number is 877-927-6648. And what I've got on the chart here is the NDX 100. You said it was turning green just a bit. You've got Apple is up 67 ticks. It's not Apple. Google's up $3. You got Amazon's up 67 cents. Amgen up 40 pennies. And we're taking a look here. We're talking about the bearish engulfing candle that Ford gave off to us. And Ford trading down 72 cents as we speak. Yesterday, we take a look at the NDX 100. The NDX 100 gave us a bearish engulfing candle right here at the top. If I go ahead and bring this chart back here, folks, which I will do. I'm going to just slide it over here to the right. No, I'm not going to show you on the NDX 100. Let's go take a look at the Qs. So let's go take a look at the Qs. Let's because the Qs also had the bearish engulfing candle. Give me a moment just to go ahead and pull that chart up here. And what we'll see is we'll see some other bearish engulfing candles on the Qs at highs. So you can see yesterday right here, we had a bearish engulfing. What that means, folks, is it totally engulfed the entire body of the candle from the prior session. Sometimes it can engulf more than one candle. The more candles you can engulf, the hungrier you are, the more information that it gives you, folks. So you take a look at that. That is a sign. When was the last time that we saw bearish engulfing up at a high on the Qs? Well, if we go back here, we got right here. You got a bearish engulfing candle right here. And what day is that, folks? May 2nd. Now, May 2nd wasn't the high in the Qs, but it was the high in the, we take a look at May 2nd, we take a look at the Dow, we take a look at May 2nd, we take a look at the S&Ps. You got May 2nd, the Qs being the leader, being the real strong dog, if you will, in the race. And so the Qs, last time they were up at a high, May 2nd, they made a bearish engulfing pattern. You can see here it traded sideways, if you will, and the top of that can be tested. In fact, you would like the tops of a bearish engulfing to be tested just to give you a little bit more confirmation. And how you, because now those become swing points, you'd like to see those get tested on lighter volume. In fact, May 2nd, you had 48 million. The high on that was 59.34. Let's just go over and see what happened. When did you get above 59.34? Did you get above 59.34? You did not. You came into it with 61 million. That was 61. What was that? That was going into 48. Couldn't bust it up. The session before that came in with 38 million. Still couldn't get over the highs. And then it rejected it and moved lower. Where did it move when it moved lower? Look at that. Did a move of a move, folks. You know, which is really what you typically have that's happened. Looks like you also did probably an A to B equals CD. So you've got multiple patterns off of that area. Let's just go over to that May 2nd time frame. And looks like you have more than a 1-to-1, A to B equals C to D. Now, what was the giveaway there that you were going to do more than a 1-to-1, A to B equals C to D? When you take a look at drawing your A point up here, going back to May 2nd, down to our B point, you can see that this gives you the angle, the power of the move on the way down. Look at the power of the move on that second leg, on that C to D leg, folks. Look at that. Inside, on the inside channel, that was telling you that you had strength. If you didn't have any volume in there, you were just simply telling you that this was it, communicating that there was some energy on the way down, more energy on that second leg of the move, and that A to B equals C to D. What does it do? It makes a 1 to 1.618. A to B equals C to D. Folks, go get the art of timing the trade, folks. I'll bet you'll find a page in there where Tom will tell you if you do a 1 to 1.618, A to B equals C to D, you've got an immediate trend change. Pretty cool, huh? What do you have there? You got an immediate trend change. Comes all the way back up here. And so that was the last time at the highs that you had a bearish engulfing candle. Do you think you should pay attention to a bearish engulfing candle at highs? Well, let's go find the next one that's out there, because maybe you don't believe me, and so let's go see if we can find another one out there. I know there's one sitting out there somewhere. We just got to find it, and maybe I'll just do that later on in the break. I know there's another one out there, and where is she? And so where is that puppy? I'm not going to bore you. I'm not going to bore you searching for it, but I'll find it. I'll find it for us. But you want to be paying attention to that. You had some other stocks yesterday that were showing some bearish engulfing candles, some powerful stocks that were showing us some bearish engulfing and patterns. And how about one of them? One of those was IBM. So let's go see what IBM is doing this morning here. IBM, I don't even know if I've got it. Yeah, IBM is trading down 8 cents. And IBM... right here, this was a bearish engulfing candle from yesterday, January 26th. It was coming back into the highs here. The swing point on IBM is December the 9th. You had 4.8 million shares. When you came into that yesterday, what did you have? Yesterday, you rejected that area with 4 million shares. So you rejected it on lighter volume. You created a bearish engulfing candle. If we take a look at, I don't know if IBM, I searched for IBM, I didn't see many other bearish engulfing candles out there on IBM. But, folks, that's a signal, because this has obviously been a strong stock. So we're going to have to watch how this reacts. And support, if you will, or resistance, if you will, right now on IBM is going to be the top of the, it's either the top of the bearish engulfing candle or the top of the candle that it engulfed the entire body. In this case here, it happens to be the high from yesterday. So support on, or resistance, if you will, on IBM right now is set up at 192.79. Let's see, if we take a tour, let's go take a look at the S&P. Let's look at the weekly chart. Be a little bit easier to take a look at it. What I'm going to show you, folks, is I'm going to show you the descending tops that we've got coming down off of the highs going all the way back to 2007. So in 2007, during the week of October 12th, 2007, you had the SPY. The SPX, go ahead and make a high of 1576.09. Now, this blue line that you see coming down here, this is nothing more than just showing you the trend, if you will, coming down from the descending tops. The next candle that I hit is the high that was made out on the week of May the 6th. We know that was really the May 2nd date, if you will. And then you can see that right now, the high of this week here, let me just go ahead and blow that up for you. You can see how the high has hit that area. So now we've got, absolutely a point of resistance. Not that it can't be busted through, but if you don't know where you are in life, how do you know where in the heck are you going? So in this case here, there's all kinds of signals that are out there. And, what you want to do, what we want to be careful of, let's see. So let's take a look at the setup, one of the setups that, Tom had mentioned early in the week, with this being the kickoff of the Chinese New Year. And so we've got at 11:30, you're going to have Europe is going to close. Right now, you've got Europe trading down. Nothing huge or anything, but Europe is trading down. And so you're going to want to watch to see how Europe is trading as you come into Basel show at 11:30. So it'll be interesting to go take a look at Europe. Then you go ahead and you take a look at our markets. Now, looks to me like we're in for a correction. Does that mean it's going to be a huge correction? Right now, we don't know. There's no volume to give us anything other than that we're up against some normal resistance points that we're looking at. The candles in some of the top stocks or some of the top indexes out there are sending off a signal to us, that there is a correction underway. And so what you want to do is, if our markets close lower, so you got Europe closing lower, our markets closing lower, you had Japan over in the Nikkei, they closed lower, and then you've got China that's coming back to work, if you will. They just celebrated from New Year's. They got all kinds of fireworks. It's the year of the dragon, and if we're giving them some energy on the way down, you got to be careful, because then you can start a cascade effect. So it's going to be real important to watch where these markets close today, but irregardless of that, we're still coming into some resistance areas here. What other resistance is it that shows up on the charts? Well, let's just go take a look at the index futures. That's easier for me right now, because all those patterns, these are patterns that we have been talking about for weeks and weeks and weeks, and this is a thing of beauty. If you are a pattern recognologist, don't know that that's a word, but if you are, folks, and this is a thing of beauty. We're looking at 4 different quadrants here. In the upper left-hand corner, you've got the NASDAQ futures, and you can see the NASDAQ futures made a beautiful butterfly pattern. That completed yesterday, 1.272 butterfly pattern. If you take a look at the ES Mini did the same thing. So, and these butterfly patterns that we're looking at, these are what you would call butterfly sell patterns, okay? And sell because they've extended themselves into that first expansion number that we take a look at in the Fibonacci sequence series, the 1.272. If these areas here don't hold, if they give way, that means that it'll move up to the 1.618 area. Wouldn't you like to know where it is you're going? I mean, this is our triptych to the world, if you will, and taking a look at the markets, and we can teach you these things, because you absolutely can learn how to trade these. You don't have to be right all the time. In fact, you're not going to be right all the time, but you're going to be right about taking the trade, about being able to make money, about letting the market prove itself to you, and we'd love to be able to teach you these patterns out here. If we take a look at the Russell 2000, what does the Russell 2000 do? It also makes a butterfly pattern. Thing of beauty. So you got 3. Now we are no longer having to wait. We're there right now. We're at that moment where we're looking out over the precipice. Does it have to be today? No. This market could just trade sideways, if you will, today. It is a Friday, and maybe folks want to get ready, really prepare for Super Bowl, which isn't for a couple of weeks, but, you got some real preparation work. You got some big screen TVs that you got to buy, if you will. Now, how about the Dow futures? Let's pop open the Dow futures, because what you're taking a look at on the Dow futures as we come back here, let's see how far. Okay, I'll bring it back to this area. Now, this is a 1.618 butterfly. That has not completed. So that pattern is not completed. What has completed, and where is the Dow trading? Because, here we got a signal from the NDX yesterday with the bearish engulfing pattern. Who's going to give us the next signal here? And if we take a look at this is looking at the futures contract on the Dow. So if we go all the way back to May 2nd, that's where my cursor is right now. Those are the 2 red lines, the top red line, the bottom red line. That is the entire distance of the candle that is out there. The low on that is the 12,732 mark. The high on that is 12,873. And you can see that what the Dow futures did yesterday, I pointed this out during the 9 to 10 o'clock show. I pointed out that you got up over it, and when we closed out the futures contracts yesterday, you closed below it. So you had a rejection yesterday of that swing point. Right now you're trading off of it. Where's the next rejection that we really want? Well, that next rejection, folks, is this swing point right here from July 22nd. What you'd like to see, and look, whether you're bullish or bearish, that doesn't matter. You're always looking for information with regard to how to protect your assets. I said that, not too bad, right? How to protect your assets. That's what it's really all about, because, the capital, even if you're in cash, and Tom was pointing this out yesterday to one of our callers, being in cash has been a good thing, because your U.S. dollar got stronger. In fact, I heard I think it was the CEO or somebody from Procter & Gamble this morning, and, it's now just starting to seep out. Part of they had an earnings problem, and called it a currency issue. Well, that's it. The international company right now with a strong dollar, until, the $1.30 folks, the folks that are really doing some exports, until they can change their business dynamics around, a strong dollar is going to create a problem for them. Well, in this case here, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about this candle that we're talking about, the July 22nd candle. And if you're bullish or bearish, what you're looking for is when it gets how it responds when it gets below 12,592. Is it just going to test that area, or is it going to close below there? It closes below there, then I say you've got your second signal from the marketplace on top of the NDX as well. We've gotten some signals from Google. if you will, let's stop here and let's go take a look at Google. Let's go ahead and clear off the palette here. This is my palette, just like all of you artists out there that are going to create some amazing work today. I create my amazing work, if you will, with these palettes. We're going to go take a look at Google, and then we'll also go take a look at Apple and see how Apple is trading. Now, in the case of Google, you can see we've got this gap down here. Oh, geez, how about that? I don't know. It just sold off. I guess I thought it was a gap down, but my candle's all filled in. So I'm going to go with that. Look at this wide-ranging bar on the way down. And where was Google going against? Well, Google was going against right here, this volume area where it broke out on July 15th. The low on that candle was 588.16. You're trading at 573.74. What that really says is where Google wants to trade down to is where it broke from here. Where it broke from there is going to be the day before, July 14th. So look for Google to start moving down towards 526.73. And then as it gets down there, what else do you have in that area? Well, what you've got is you've got the 0.618 retracement off of the low here in Google from October 4th all the way to the high that it made a couple weeks ago. It made that on January the 5th. High out there on Google of 663.97. It would be nothing more than normal. You know, I think if you can get Google, folks, down into the, actually, you know, it would be a great buy. If you can get Google down into the 490, 480 area coming down into October 4th. And in the case of Google here, you know, like many of the stocks that we take a look at, or many of the ETFs that we take a look at, October 4th is a high volume low. In the case of Google, it is not a high volume low. So Google does not have to get down to that October 4th area. It could just simply make, you know, 1 to 1.618 is right here in that 564 range. What do you got down there? Well, you close this last gap that's out there from October 14th. We'll be right back, folks.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective and maximize your returns. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio. Therefore, we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider, David White. What are you waiting for? Go to the front of TFNN.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the opening call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his opening call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his opening call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the opening call, a $64 value, visit tfnn.com today.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650, but you get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
I'm very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, Did you sell us jewelry, or did you buy coins off us?
I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
Catch Tom O'Brien and Steve Rhodes as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. The Money Masters, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. Stick around, because following this show, you got Tom and I doing the Money Masters and Basil Chapman in the on-deck circle. He's going over, and this is the time of the year, too. He's going over the North Shore. He's going to be doing that Chapman Wave. Ooh, I love riding that Chapman Wave, folks. Then we got Nico DeHaan. He's going to get us healthy. He's going to get you ready for a fabulous Friday, a fabulous weekend. And then 3 to 4, David White. He's going to come in here. He's going to warm you up, get you all ready for the Tom O'Brien Show from 4 to 6. And we're warming things up here. We're taking a look at Apple right now. So before we went to break, we were looking at Google and Bill in the den. And, folks, we've got the Tiger's Den here. It's a great place. You talk about having folks at your back. I mean, that is such a great thing to have a family like that. We've got it here at TFNN. It's called the Tiger's Den. You can test drive that for 30 days and get yourself in there and, get a whole new peer group, a group of folks where if you need to know something, they're out there. And certainly enough, Bill let me know that on Google it was a gap down, not that wide-ranging bar. They both really mean the same thing, when I take a look at it. But that was a gap down on that Google chart. Just didn't show on mine for some reason. But we're taking a look at Apple now, so I've shifted gears just a bit. We take a look at Apple, and just to show you that chart patterns repeat, folks. Now, Apple, and it was interesting because yesterday during the Money Master Show, Tom was mostly, I was listening, he was talking about psycho stocks, if you will, stocks that, have certain patterns, if you will, that are out there. Well, Apple's got a little pattern thing that it is creating out here. That's called the island reversal. And the very first time that it did it was on February the 16th. It did it up at a high. You had the low of that candle was 360.50. The high in that candle was 364.90. Next trading session, it gaps down. You had a gap up from the prior day. That was the February 15th time frame. And then when you, after you made that high, you came back on the 17th and it gapped down. You had just a little bit of distance in between the price of the low from the prior session. So you've got an island reversal, and you want to be paying attention to those because they're hard to do. They're very bearish patterns that are out there. And then you can see what Apple does is it makes a pullback. It actually gaps down here. When it gapped down there, it was doing a 0.618 retracement. We talk about those 618 retracements. Tries to go back up and pick folks up off that island. And then what does it do? Makes a bearish engulfing candle, just as we started off the show, as we were talking about on March the 7th, 2011. And it completes an A to B equals CD and does a complete move of a move. Next thing it does is a 1.272 expansion. Oh, you got to love this stuff. Well, what the heck happened there? I somehow have... let me try to refresh this here. It looks like I lost some of my chart. How did that happen? There we go. Okay, so now it's back. And what we see here is the second time that Apple does an island reversal happens to be a set of 3 candles that are out here. This set of 3 was going back to October 14th, October 17th, and October 18th. And what does it do when it comes back to work on October 19th? Adios. If you didn't, it left those folks on that island just to have a good time, it left them, I'm sure, with a lot of martinis, maybe a little sake, some beer, what have you. And it took a while for that boat to get back there. How long did it take for that boat to get back to those folks? It took until this year, just a couple weeks ago on January 6th. Now look what you have out here. Remember, we first started off with 3 candles. Now, or 1 candle. This last island reversal, if you will, you had 3. Right now, because of this gap up that we have here, can't do it today, if you will, but if you are bullish Apple, and there's no reason not to be, okay, you can see how these things bounce back. They're going to be around for a while. What you really want to see is you want to see Apple close this gap with the candle. The more that it doesn't, it could be setting up that perfect storm. Did IBM give us a signal yesterday? How about Intel, folks? INTC, that gave us a bearish engulfing pattern as well. Love being here with you. Have a great weekend. Stay tuned. Tom and I will be up next. If you're tuning off, be safe and live with gratitude, folks.